Hello everybody, welcome to the Olympus server, back at the tower, and if you were watching my stream you know what I'm doing, tearing down a mistake. Made a lot of those. So yeah, we streamed the other day during the week, which is unusual, but just felt like doing some grindy stuff around the tower. But yes, I ran into a pro. Well, actually, it was a lot easier without streaming to you guys, to be honest. I didn't actually screw up anywhere else except just now. But I've been working on these spikes, or fins, or whatever we have to call them. So we had our original one there, and during the stream we did this guy. And we've just done like the outer edge, so all the way from the bottom up to there, and up to here, and then right back down to the ground. And then I started this one on my own earlier today. This is the day after streaming. And got that one up to there, and then I started in the middle, got that up to there, and then I moved over there, did the same thing, got that to there, that got it to there. And then, yeah, started doing these other pieces. So I just finished the inner ones, and I just finished this outer guy, so now I'm going over here. And I've run these dirt blocks kind of as a measurement device. So I can tell where they line up, and if they line up in the same spot, that means I've done good. If they don't line up in the right spot, which is typically what happened, I did something wrong. So I just noticed here when I was doing this, is like, this doesn't look the same as that one. And that's because, yeah, I screwed up, and I made it one block too high, and the place I screwed up, unfortunately, was right here at the bottom, which meant that all of these logs were placed incorrectly. Oh, please don't fall, please don't fall, please don't fall. Yeah, all these things were placed incorrectly. So, I could show you what is being done here. If I can remember, I do have screenshots to reference. So I'm going to pull one of those up now. And this is where these stairs need to be. So that is the case. And then it goes up again for another set of stairs right away. Which means I think we should have slabs there. And we're not going to work on this for too long. I just wanted to show you the process. Yeah, in this case it does that. And then what I'm going to have to do, unfortunately, is kind of bring these all down by one. I'm hoping I can do it as I go up. And then I'll just break the next log when I get up there. But from now on, it should be consistently as follows. We'll have a square, square. Oh, no, I got to bring this down by more than one. Okay. So like that, we go up by one block, and then we put stairs all the way around. And I get rid of that. And get rid of that, and then we do that, put two stairs out, and then we're basically at the point of repetition. So now we do that, and oops, I walked off a stair with the shift. If you walk it like a diagonal, so that as you're falling down to here, because you can go downstairs with shift, so if you go off at an angle, you just, oh, that's not a good example because that log's there, but if that log wasn't there, I shouldn't fall. But depending on how you walk off, you can fall like right there I fell. Essentially I was falling off that way. The game thought I was going to land on this block, but really I was not. I was going to continue falling off. So yeah, that's usually why I tend to fall off on stairs or complain about stairs, or chests are the same way. Although chests you can't shift on at all. Okay, so we want to get up higher. That might have been a bad one. Uh-oh. Okay. Whoa, what? I must have thrown another pearl? Alright, we're down here. Whoopsie. Can we get a good look at it? Probably not. Let's head to our lookout island. So there's the tower. And with its other fins on, you can kind of see what it's going to look like now. You have kind of a better idea. This one face is almost completely done, which represents 1/4 of the tower, basically from this fin all the way to this fin. And you can see these dirt things that I've been placing. Looks like I forgot to light that one up, though. So I'll have to go do that. So yeah, once this is done, once I got all 4 fins in place, I don't know if I'm going to fill them in right away. I might. Depends what I feel like working on. But more than likely, I'm going to take the parts of the tower that are going to basically replicate. Now that side over there has a window. And actually so does that one, but it's different. So the things that are probably going to change is this lower section where there's this opening and the windows on that side, because those windows might not be on every corner. Maybe they will. Probably not all of them, but we might be able to put them in some of the other ones as well. So wherever the pattern can work, basically, I'm going to replicate to the other sides. And then where I have to modify, say for that other window, like, which I think is about this much space. I think it's fairly big. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than that opening. You can kind of see the tip of it right there. So wherever that lines up, probably there, we'll try to merge this pattern into a new pattern for the window. And again, depending on what this looks like over there, we might be able to put those windows and keep this pattern identical. But yeah, that is the plan. So today, I'm running into a problem, running out of wheat, like we mentioned in the last episode. So I think we have to get another wheat farm up and running. And let's see, where's the best place to go? Do we want to go to the top? To the bottom? Let's go back to the upper farming. Yeah, then I'll go over and get materials. Okay, so yeah, here we are here. So from the inside, I've also done a little bit of work to, let me up, please, let me up, to these guys. So if we look up, we've got these 4 posts that are in place now. We used to just have the 1. So that's a good representation of this area. It hopes, or it kind of helps give a better idea of what this floor will look like with these other fins in place. Because they're going to be running diagonally. Is that a creeper? Yes. Similar to this. Oh, that's not done yet. But I anticipate, well, okay, there's the wall. So I got to build that wall out, and then I'm not sure what's going to happen in this area here, if it's going to continue with the fin being visible or something different. But yeah, I want to be able to breed some more cows, of course. In order to do that, I need wheat. But when I'm building and working on the tower like this, it seems to be a good time to breed them, because I can just drop down every once in a while, breed up some cows, and then once there's too many there, I can slaughter them. Oh good, it's becoming day. I also kind of just put in this outline. I roughly based it off this guy, however he happened to be, even though that's not necessarily set in stone. It does kind of give an interesting pattern, but we'll probably add a bit more curvature here or something. Make it more of a half circle or something like that. If it's going to cover that much, I'm not even sure. And up there, we're going to have more platforms, and those will probably be the trees. I'm guessing tree farms. But over here is the wheat farm, and I've already kind of laid them out where they're going to be. Because I think I said I wanted 4 different farms, 1 for each thing. So like netherwort's going to be one of them, potatoes, carrots, and wheat. Now I've seen in Exumavoid's recent myth busting, not his most recent, but one of his recent ones, he showed that if you alternate crops basically, or crops grow faster if they're in a straight line, which we can demonstrate up there in a moment when we go back up. So what I don't need is this wood, so we can drop some of that off. And I probably don't need any more stairs. I'll go fix that other thing later. And we'll grab some ice. And don't need slime balls. We could throw those in one of these. Good. Good. And we're going to need glass, maybe. I don't want to do too much decorations right off the bat with this. I basically want to get it functional. And I don't think we'll be using regular glass. I should really make a whole bunch of glass. Actually, let's go do that. Let's grab some. We have sand, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's go up to our auto smelter. And I think it's pretty much empty, except I threw in some steak. Yeah. Grab the steak out of there and load up a full batch of sand, full batch of sand, so we can have some glass later on. And we'll probably make, it'll probably be light gray glass. I seem to like that the most. We can throw those in there, and that should start smelting once all that moves up there. It's going to start the brewing or the smelting process, but it won't start till all that stuff gets up there, or it's not supposed to. Who knows what it will actually do. Yes. Whee! So ice will be useful. So we're not going to make this thing pretty right off the bat. We're just going to use the basic function of it. And I think we need a ton of signs, which there might be some already in these chests. I'm not sure. Yeah. I thought I had a bunch. Okay, we'll take them all. Why not? And we're going to need a bunch of dirt. We're not going to work on... We're basically going to build one, probably, and then I'll build the rest off camera. Okay. And I'm going to throw that steak maybe just in there for now. Okay. Good. So yeah, let's head back up. Take our elevator. I find this thing's not working as well as it used to. Like sometimes if I throw another pearl, I'll actually hit... Yeah, see, I'm still inside the hitbox of this string, so if I throw another one, I don't go anywhere. It doesn't happen all the time. Well, like that time is okay. But sometimes. So then you gotta like try to get on the ladder and make yourself a little bit higher. It's a little bit of a pain, but what can you do? Okay, our snow golem's kind of occupying that one. So why don't we make this one the wheat? So that's going to be very much identical to my single player farms. Now, in Exumavoid's video, just by me. Okay, he showed that like putting crops in a straight line. So let's say this is wheat, or like seeds for wheat. It is more efficient to either leave a space in between these in terms of how quickly the wheat will grow, or you could also alternate it with a different crop. So you could do like wheat, potatoes, wheat, potatoes, wheat, potatoes. And that yields in a quicker growth time. I don't know what the difference is, like how much quicker. If it's twice as fast, then I would say it might be worth it, because the same area will produce basically the same amount of wheat in the same amount of time if it's twice as fast. So it's almost still not worth doing it, in my opinion, unless you're looking for a quick turnaround. In this case, I don't really care. So like these ones are probably just going to be sitting here for a while until everything's ready to harvest, and I'll just come and harvest it. It's not like I'm going to be waiting impatiently for this stuff to be ready. I'm just going to do it whenever it happens to be done. And most likely I'm not going to do it very often or that quickly. So it's probably not even in my best interest to do that. I would actually probably be losing product based on how frequently I would most likely be harvesting. So what we got to do... So yeah, with that in mind, I'm not going to worry about that. These are going to be strictly for one type of food. And if we want to, we can. I mean, it's just a matter of how you want to plant it. So if we want to, we could plant a row of wheat, then potatoes, wheat, potatoes, or wheat, carrots, potatoes, whatever. We could do whatever we want. But that was interesting. I did not know that mechanic. That was something that I was like, really? That's really how that works? Which is kind of cool. I can't remember when he said it was introduced. I think he had Dr. Dinnerbone, who mentioned it was one of those like hidden features. But yeah, we're going to make these 6x8 platforms. And I don't know how high we'll go. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how high we can go until we reach, I guess, the lower level of that. That might be the height in which we do this. But yeah, the way this farm is going to work... So you've got these you've got these floors that are 6x8. And water travels 8 blocks, as we all know. So this does like a cascading effect. And I first saw this farm on Generic B's Redstone Wars. Oh, I don't remember the guy's name. Titan? I don't know. I can't remember, but that's where I saw the principle of this farm. I'll probably have very different redstone or whatnot involved, but the basic principle I saw was by him. And the way this farm works, so it just cascades, basically. That's what I'm getting at. So because the water travels 8, the water will either fall down on this side, and we'll put a sign here. So when the water hits the sign, it's not going to be able to go straight down. There'll be walls preventing it from going sideways. Instead, the water is going to go this way, and it'll travel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and there won't be any signs on this side, so the water will drop down, and then basically repeat. There'll be signs at that level, then it's going to go that way, then down again. Now the benefit of doing it like this, opposed to, let's say, having, instead of a sign here, we just put another row of dirt. That way we could get more wheat in place, right? We could have more wheat. But then the water is going to come down here, and then it's got to wash all the drops, basically, from the top. It's got to wash the drops all the way here, and then it'll fall down to the next level. Again, we wouldn't have signs in this case. We just have another block. So the drops would fall there, and then they'd have to go all the way over to the other side, and so on and so forth. So the benefit of having this gap and using the signs is the drops all only have to traverse the distance of one platform. So if the water's coming down here, it's going to wash the drops this way, and as soon as they get to the bottom, or the edge, they're going to fall all the way to the bottom. And that goes with every level. So every level just has to clear its own drops. And the drops themselves don't have to cascade like the water is. So yeah, that's why I like this farm, because it's fairly quick at harvesting. So let's see here. So that's that. We can get a decent amount of levels in. We probably won't go all the way to the top. Maybe we can leave some gap so we can do something kind of decorative. Now that farm I went really close to the bottom, and I don't know what to do about that other than maybe raising these platforms, which we can decide at a later date. But at the very least, I do not want to go higher than the sugarcane farm, but I would like to leave a block or two just for some kind of decorative trim of some kind, so it looks pretty good. So yeah, this episode I'm recording to the week, guys, so I'm not going to be too many cuts. We're going to try to just work on this a little bit together. And I thought it'd be cool to bring you in, just see how I'm building these fins. So a lot of scaffolding, dirt scaffolding. And I found these lines really help if they meet up. So I'm creating like these basically cubes and this framework, which I think is going to make replicating the build a lot easier too. So yeah. Now these, we're going to hydrate the soil, and that's kind of another unique thing with this build. I mean, not that unique, but one of the features. The water actually goes in the corners here. So where that dirt block is going to be water, and then this is going to be a wall, or no, wait, I think that's wrong. I think this is where the water goes, yeah, because we got a wall there, and then we're going to have a wall here. So the water is actually kind of on the outside of the farm, and it will hydrate up to 4 blocks both ways, not including the source. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll hydrate up to that point, and then this guy hydrates up to here. And then if we join those up where they meet, it's right there, and that's 1/4 of the spawning platform, or it should be, if I did that correctly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this guy, the water is going to be right there. So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that would reach to there, and yeah, you get the idea. So that's half, and then the next water source back there and back there. So what you end up with is everything being hydrated, which is what we want. And the water is actually just going to be flowing water. We're going to put a source block at the top here in a moment and just let that fall all the way down. We'll have to create some kind of catch for the water. And I have an idea of how we're going to do that. It could be different than the way I did it in my single-player world. Single-player world, I just have it going into a hole in the ground, and that kind of catches the water. Here, I think we might do something a little cooler, a little more tricky. And right now, I'm making a little mini mob farm, probably. I should probably have put a torch on each floor. Okay, I think this is either the last floor, or I might even have to get rid of it. I'm not sure. Because we're getting close to the top, and we still need clearance for the roof. So the roof would be... And what does that leave us with? That leaves us with, from this, it just leaves us 1, 2... Okay, we'll do it. If we need to in the future, we can get rid of like a water source or something. Or I mean a level of this thing. Okay, so the water is going to be there. So we could actually just put water like that and eventually break it. And then I'll do the same over here. So I might build this out of stone at first, just to get the function, and then we'll worry about prettying it up after. Oops, that's right. So yeah, these are walls right away, but we have to go one pass for the water. Excellent. Alright, well I am going to make a cut now so I can get some progress done off camera. Otherwise, there will be none. And we all want progress. But yeah, whatever we do, we're going to have to probably box that in or do something a little bit more clever. I think what we'll probably end up doing is wherever the ceiling ends up being, we'll embed it into the ceiling. So like right here. So we don't have to have a framework around, we don't have to frame like right here and here. So I could do that. I'm just going to put that block underneath. So that when I am ready to break the water, I can. Because if I just try to break him, he just disappears. So let's do the same here. And that was at this height. Like so. Whoops. I said like a so. Not like so. No, not like so. Not like this. Not like this. There we go. Yeah, I think that's better. Just go away, ice. Okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. So yeah, let me do that for the remainder. Oh, I keep thinking I have my silk touch. Ooh, we got it. Who knew? And yoink. And there's those mobs spawning. Oh man, I've tried to demonstrate the new AI for the spiders. I think I have a good way of doing it. I had a spider following me on a catwalk. So instead of running like straight for me, where he would have like fallen off, he was walking around and following the platform to get to me. So that was pretty cool. I think spiders are going to be pretty menacing once they get everything ironed out. They're a little buggy right now, but I imagine once 1.8 is released, they should be, hopefully, ironed out. And I did know, notice Jeb tweeted kind of some release dates, speculative, but like 1.8 we're not likely to see probably till May, which I'm actually happy to hear because it's really buggy at the moment. It has some promise, but there's a lot of weird glitchiness happening, and I'm glad they're not going to rush it because they are just doing a lot of rewrites right now, where they're rewriting code for the modding API, and because of that, they're introducing kind of some new bugs, some new old bugs that we've kind of experienced in the past, and they're kind of back in a different way. So I'm hoping that those things will eventually get ironed out, and yeah, we'll end up with a relatively smooth 1.8. Yeah, no point rushing it and then having to have 1.8.1, 1.8.2, 1.8.3, 1.7.6, which is due to come out in, when are they releasing that one? 1.6. Yeah, I think they said end of the month or something, or sometime this month there's going to be a 1.7.6. I'm not sure what's included in it. Okay, or is that already out? I don't know. Alright, so we'll release that water. What I gotta do is I'm gonna clear these floors, get the signs in place. And if this is our top floor, we're probably gonna have the water on this backside, if possible, which I think is gonna be possible. Because originally, actually, I tried to squeeze... Ooh. I wonder if I should move these. Originally, what I was looking at when placing these was this wall here, right? This curve. But that curve isn't like that anymore. I don't think. So if we go over here, you can already see this wall is further out. So what the wall is actually going to look like is this. So if I take a reference point from there, and I figured out a new way to line things up with the F3 screen, using the facing east towards positive X. If you look at that, you can kind of see your coordinates, right? So there I'm looking at 90 degrees. So if I want to, I can line up that 90 degrees to that block, and I know that this dirt block right there is in line with me off this block. So I can look at that existing part, for example, and go 1, 2, and then we hit something. So I kind of gain a bit more space And then that's that one edge, and then 1, 2, 3. Now likely I'm going to put something here and here for some kind of decorative block, or at least in those two places. Probably clay, I'm not too sure. So, but we are gaining a little bit of space, as we can see. And then the diagonal part is right here, where we gain even more space. So if I want to, and I may do that, because I don't really want this being this close to the walkway originally. Spider! Oh, can I watch? Oh, he fell down there. Okay, watch him come back. He's a little derpy. Come on, guy. Let's get him up here. Spider. Spider. Don't touch me, though. Don't touch me. Come on up. Okay, if we run around a bit, let's go over there. Oh, don't fall. Let's grab his attention. So run over here. Now, if I run all the way on this side, is he going to forget about me? Stop forgetting about me, guy. And now he's passive. No, he's not. He's not passive. Oh, he did drop down. Now, it's hard to say. That might just be his acceptable pathfinding. Like, he's okay to drop that far. I'm not too sure. Can I get him up here? Probably not. He's hanging out in his webs. Alright, screw you, spider. So yeah, I felt like when I was placing these, they were a bit closer than I wanted to, because the water ends up being here. So we're kind of in my walkway a little bit, and then we're most likely going to have another ender pearl elevator right here. So if we're coming up, we don't want to be right inside there. So I really should have looked at that before I started. Alright, for the rest of this episode, let's just play with these spiders. Hey guys! Pathfind. Don't make a liar out of me. Liar. Hey, liars! Come on. Ah, that guy just killed himself. He did not want to play. Okay, come on over here. Get on this catwalk. Whatever. Fine! Fine! Be that way. I swear it happened. Because it happened on a corner. Like this. So the spider was over here, and instead of just coming straight at me and falling to his death, he went around the corner and came at me. I swear it happened. I'm not lying. But yeah, I did just make a little tiny mob farm. Let's go have some fun. Oh, no, I went right through it. Aha! Da 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 da. Suck it. No, no. Oh, I didn't blow it up. I win. You know you want to. Whoa. Okay, I think we're gonna leave it at that. Stupid wooden. Didn't feel like getting a real hoe. Instead, I went through 6 wooden ones. Maybe it was only 4 or 5. But yeah, I did a cut. Decided to just get a bit more progress done for you guys. And this isn't going to be what it looks like, but I started building out of stone, and I was like, well, it's definitely not going to be stone. So I went ahead and just started using this cyan clay because I do like it. And we might still try to change it up a little bit, add some kind of trim or some kind of detail work so it's not just this flush kind of industrial looking building almost with some water. Apparently I want that wooden hoe. And I went ahead and planted. Now this is all temporary access, and I did end up moving it, like I said, but not that much. I think I only moved it from being, I think the water being right there to the water being right here. And the only thing I really did before, there was going to be a water source here, and then there's going to be a different water source for this guy. If I keep these guys right here, they can actually use the same water source. So by the end of it, there's going to be another wall here or whatever, and then some more glass. Now this lowest floor I decided not to actually use. Instead, that's going to be the last floor. I'm going to probably put ice down there. And that's going to be used to bring the wheat and all that stuff forward as quickly as possible and into some kind of hopper line or water stream or something like that. And I put these guys here. Occasionally you get items that get stuck on it. But the nice thing is if you have a block above your head on both sides, you can just walk right through. You don't even have to open them. And you can see it's kind of dark in here. I'm trying to put some temporary lighting in. So we're going to have to add in some lighting somewhere, probably redstone lamps or glowstone. But we definitely need some kind of light, or some of these guys might not grow, especially during the evening. During the day, the light should come through the glass and I think make it out to most of it, I think. I'm not quite sure what the required level is. I think it's 9, but I could be wrong. But yeah, so right now this is just the way we're going to get in until we get a official way. And this can double once we get the other ones in place as well. So we probably will end up with the staircase in this corner, and then another staircase where that snow machine is, or some kind of way to traverse up here from floor to floor. And then from this floor, we could easily just kind of go into that floor as well. So if we wanted to, we could kind of go through here. We'll probably be able to jet through the 2 farms. And yeah, you should be able to go through all 4 farms from each level, I think, is the goal. And so I don't know how many floors we have, and I'm not paying attention enough to figure that out. But yeah, if you look here, I can't actually get through this one because there's no block above my head. But if I put a block there, then I can get through. So that's handy. And the top, as for how we're going to flush these items out, I kind of opened up these guys. We didn't need to do it, but I thought it might be fun. And then I think what I'm going to do is have pistons probably underneath these blocks facing towards me. So they're going to be moving a block from right there to right there. And while they're extended, they're going to be blocking this water. When the water gets released from the pistons retracting, now obviously that's not hooked up yet. This is future work. For now, I'll probably just manually harvest it for the first time until I get the redstone in place. So these ones right here will retract basically, and the water's going to drop down, cascade over, and fall onto these guys. Now I'm pretty sure in this current version, and for the last few versions or a couple versions, water doesn't destroy drops when it falls directly on it anymore, as far as I know. But anyway, water's going to fall that way. It's going to go to the edge here. You can see there's no sign, but then there's a sign. So the water's going to cascade, fall down here, hit this sign, then start heading this way. Once it gets to this side, it'll fall down. And again, all the drops will just go all the way to the bottom for each level. So it won't take too long for this thing to actually flush itself out. And yeah, so that's it. And yeah, we'll detail it better into future, but for now it's functional. We can get our wheat production back up. And yeah, I'll probably work on the redstone off camera, as I don't think I'm going to hook up. Well, eventually I'm going to have buttons and all sorts. We'll probably have a control panel down at the bottom that will flush the independent farms. So we'll have 4 buttons probably down somewhere. And you can go flush the wheat, flush that, flush the potatoes, nether wart. And we might actually lower the farm. I'm not too sure. Originally, I kind of planned on having the farm go all the way to the close to the bottom floor, and then that would just simply be a rail that you could look over and see part of the farm. But then the farm would continue down to maybe about here-ish. So we might, let's see, that would be a floor. That would be a floor. And then if anything else, that would be the flushing floor right down here, which could be at that height or this height. We only need a 1 gap for the ice and the water. So that could work, and that would gain us 1, 2, 3 more floors. So might look at it to doing that. Could expand that in the future. That's not a big deal. So yeah, we could increase how many floors we have if we feel the need to. And then possibly modify this thing I've built. Oops. Modify that thing I've built so that we're not touching this farm. So that maybe we're like further away from it. Which blocks can I get rid of? Yep. So yeah, like we could make it, chisel this out a bit more so the railing ends up being somewhere around here. And then we can kind of peer over and see the farm continuing down. But yes, okay, we've gone way over, guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. And we have wheat again. Woohoo! And if you have any ideas for how to decorate the farm, I'm open to suggestions. Because yeah, at the moment, I'm not too sure. But we'll probably wait until either I get the other farms built, but probably not. We're going to have to spend some time up here figuring out what kind of theme we want, what kind of block set we want. And I do think we're going to go for a light theme, so not that color, but we're going to bring in some lights, light colored wood, probably some birch, probably some acacia logs, and maybe some more quartz a little bit for detail and stuff like that. So we want to brighten this place up, this top floor for the farming area, because the bottom floors are more of a darker area, and I think we want to keep that. But yes, guys, so that'll be all for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.